Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome to Quick Tips. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be taking you through a biceps curl variation. This bicep curl variation is going to be the seated hammer curl, and for it, we're going to be targeting the biceps in middle range. And what we're going to be doing for this exercise right over here is we want to bench set up to 90 degrees. Now, with regard to this exercise, this is going to be a good balance between working the short head of the biceps brachii and the long head. And one of the reasons is because the long head, that's the one that crosses the shoulder. So when we are sitting in this straight up position, we're going to pretty much be in a neutral position of the shoulder. We're not going to be flexed. We're not going to be extended. So what's going to happen is it's kind of going to be a good intermediate exercise between the long and short head of the biceps. And then with regard to the hammer curl, because we're going to be using a hammer grip, aside from activating muscles such as the long and short head of the biceps brachii, this is also going to allow for recruitment of muscles such as the brachioradialis, because certain muscles, they're not going to be responsible for supination. With regard to the long and short head of the biceps, aside from elbow flexion, it's also responsible for supination. So by eliminating the supination, we get to target some of those other muscles as well. And even when you are doing supination, you're still going to be targeting them, but not quite as much. So what you want to do is you're going to go ahead, grab the dumbbell, get nice and flat up against the bench, and then you are going to, with a neutral grip, curl the dumbbell up to the top and then come back. And this is going to allow us to target the muscle in middle range. We have three different ranges, or three main ranges. External range is when the muscle is going to be fully extended. Middle range is somewhere in the middle. And then the last third of the motion, when the muscle is fully contracted, that's going to be your internal range. So if we want to target the muscle more in middle range, being in a seated upright position is going to allow us to do that, because when gravity is working at our hardest, it's going to be when the elbow is at 90 degrees. Whereas last week, when I showed you the exercise on the incline, where gravity was working hardest when it was at maximal contraction. So if you want to target the muscle more in middle range, go ahead and give the seated hammer curl a try.